The comedian at Trump's MSG rally had a joke about Puerto Rico being a floating island of garbage. Trump's next stop was in Pennsylvania, where he did his usual line of "Nobody loves this demographic more than I do." It makes sense he'd want to smooth things over since the Pennsylvanian Puerto Rican population is 5 times the size of Biden's margin of victory. Losing the Puerto Rican vote could absolutely lose Trump a major swing state. A Univision YouGov poll going through November 3rd found 64% Latino support for Harris in Pennsylvania, which is 1 point less than this NBC exit poll from 2020, so I don't find that very comforting. In Florida, a Signal poll found a 2-point lead for Trump among Puerto Rican voters, although the time frame ends on the same day as the MSG rally, so I think this author is a little optimistic in claiming this would include the fallout from that. It's also wildly different from the Central Florida poll, which found 85% Puerto Rican support for Kamala, although all of these have pretty small sample sizes. I'm sure Tony's joke will stay relevant through November 5th, but I'm just not convinced that it's going to lead to a significant flip in Puerto Rican voters. You have to remember that a lot of people outraged by this were already not voting for Trump. It's not like this is the first time Republicans have disparaged the Latino demographic. I think the bigger factor might be drawing celebrities like Bad Bunny into publicly endorsing Kamala and hopefully convincing more people in swing states to go vote, because higher voting turnouts generally favor Democrats. That's why Republicans are always trying to add more barriers. I do want to talk about Tony's joke though, because it was a little out of place, even in a set full of race-based jokes. I saw some attempts to explain this as people taking it out of context or not recognizing it as a joke. But I don't think that's true. He joked about Jews, Palestinians, Mexicans, black people, but it was the Puerto Rico joke that got most of the coverage. Everyone understood the context. It just didn't have the same wit as the other jokes in his routine. Watch Tony's rock, paper, scissors bit.
When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time.
Yes, it's still insulting, but it's also creative. There's the setup introducing the rock, paper, scissors game, then the double meaning of Palestinian kids throwing rocks at the IDF.
But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper, you know what I'm saying? Alright, we're having fun now, we're cooking.
And then he brings it home with the double meaning of Jews throwing paper. That's not really connected to the conflict between the two countries, but to be fair to Tony, it's probably really hard to make a punchline out of soldiers shooting the kids instead. But recognize that the punchlines here actually relate to the subjects. The wordplay only works with Palestinian and Jewish stereotypes. Compare that to his Puerto Rico joke.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup.
There's a setup and then misdirection, but the punchline is just calling something garbage. This is like a Babylon Bee headline. It's a generic insult. You can substitute anything or anyone in there because being a pile of garbage is not a Puerto Rico stereotype. I have no idea where Tony even got this from. It makes no sense. Oh, he got it from listening to Trump. So why is Trump so mad about it?
Somebody said there was a comedian that joked about Puerto Rico or something, and I have no idea who he was. Never saw him, never heard of him, and don't want to hear of him. Every time I go outside, I see somebody from Puerto Rico. They give me a hug and a kiss. Who this comedian was, I have no idea.
You wish he wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but I don't want anybody making nasty jokes or stupid jokes.
Yeah.
But probably he shouldn't have been there, yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching people debase themselves for Trump just to be thrown away like garbage. It's funny to see the party of make jokes legal again turn on Tony over a joke that they definitely laughed at because it might cost Trump Pennsylvania, or the whole election, maybe. I'm still skeptical. One individual who actually is switching his vote is Puerto Rican musician Nicky Jam, who endorsed Trump just last month. Nicky claimed he supported Trump because of economic concerns, but then why would Tony's joke make him drop the endorsement? Surely Trump's economic plan isn't going to change, right? He's still going to pile tariffs onto China because he thinks that means China gives us money. And Republicans who know how tariffs work are still pretending he's right. Maybe Nicky Jam got too much pushback from his fans and just took this as an out. Or maybe this is another of the never-ending cases of minorities endorsing Republicans and then being surprised to find out Republicans still don't respect them. I don't know how many times it has to happen, but if you are not a straight white man, then you're somewhere on the Republicans' list of people who are ruining this country. Trying to be one of the good ones isn't going to save you. And that's a lesson for more than just Puerto Ricans.